Hey guys, so here's my current setup that we're going to be upgrading today. We've got our Atom F5 speakers that I reviewed a couple months ago. Really like them. They're self-powered monitors, get great reviews. And then I've also got a Audio Engine D1. Now this is a digital analog converter, or a DAC as a lot of people refer to it. Some DACs will only convert the digital signal to an analog signal. This is kind of a feature set above that. This also has a preamp function, so you bring the USB signal in from the computer, and this will output either to your headphones here in the front or through a set of RCA cables in the back, which is what I have it hooked up with right now. And those RCAs go from one out, the red out goes into this Atom F5 monitor, and then the white goes into the other Atom speaker. And so you can adjust the volume of the speakers here with the Audio Engine D1. So we're going to be doing a massive upgrade of this system right now. I've spent a lot of time researching some new parts. It's been a lot of fun. I'm sure a lot of you guys that are watching this video are obviously also people that like to research things extensively and maybe even watch videos on stuff like you're doing right now. So just kind of wanted to, I guess, document maybe kind of upgrading all these little parts. But I actually did wait. I bought all these things individually. I've never set them up before, so I'm going to be I'm going to set one up and then kind of just kind of go from there, and we'll kind of cut back in and cut back out. So let's upgrade my desktop setup. And so this is what I ended up choosing for my surge protection and my power distribution. I went with a kind of high value product that really intrigued me after I read about it. This is the Wiremold 6 outlet with surge protection outlet. So this is like $50, and I first heard about it through Stereophile. I think maybe Steven Stone or someone from Stereophile reviewed this and just said it for the money. It's just incredible. I guess something with the way that these are directly soldered to the power as it comes in is just something that most lower end power strips don't do. So I guess take that for what it's worth. But he kind of swears by one in terms of a value power strip, as well as I think Ron over at New Record Day. I think he takes these and slightly modifies them and uses them. But yeah, I kind of figured, what the heck, for $50. I've got some higher end power conditioners and power distributors that I really like my tributaries. I've got, I think, 3 or 4 of those right now for on some of my other systems, but I kind of wanted to try this for my my desktop system and just kind of see what was going on. So this is probably going to sit up on my desk, and then I'll put all the power cables into it. I'm going to have 4 components, so it should work out more than adequately with 6. And obviously having the surge protection is important, seeing as how we're in Florida and do have some lightning from time to time. We have power outages quite a bit in the summertime, so this should be pretty nice. Here's the DAC I ended up buying. Just going to do an unboxing for you. Just the power adapter, pretty standard. Service manual, some information about it. It is the Peachtree DacItX, or dac-itx, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it comes very well packaged. For those of you who aren't kind of into audio, I thought I'd maybe just briefly explain what a DAC, or a digital to analog converter, does and why they're good. It converts the digital audio signal, which is ones and zeros, into an analog wave that we can actually hear. And so a lot of times, if you have a computer or even some lower end CD players, they put the money into other parts of the component and don't leave a lot on the budget for the design of the product to have a really high quality digital analog converter. So a lot of times you can benefit and get increased sound quality by taking that duty and giving it to a standalone unit like this, a standalone digital analog converter. I've done a review on my Audio Engine D1. This is a little bit higher end digital analog converter. It doesn't have the preamp capability of the Audio Engine D1, but it does have multiple inputs outside of just the USB and the optical. It's got a coax, and it's got a the standard RCA outputs, just like the Audio Engine D1. So just kind of wanted to show you guys this. It does have a nice silver finish to it. It's not quite as silver as the headphone amplifier that I ended up buying, but it's a close enough match. I really did want to get the Schiit Audio, the DAC that they make. The what is it called? It's a multi-bit. Why can't I think of the name? It's not the Asgard. It is the Bifrost. Sorry about that. So the Bifrost just got revamped, and they have a Bifrost regular, which is $399, and then they have a Bifrost multi-bit, which is $599. So to fit the same footprint of the headphone amp that I ended up buying, I would have needed to buy one of those two. The lower end Schiit digital analog converters were smaller, so I felt like if I were to stack them on top or below of the headphone amplifier that I purchased, it would just look kind of weird. So I decided to go kind of completely rogue and just get a different one, hence the Peachtree here. So it doesn't, it's not the same brand, it doesn't have the exact same look as the headphone amplifier, but it's really high quality, and I think for the money, it's probably a little bit better bang per buck. So this right now is for sale on the Peachtree website for $299, and you can pick these up used on eBay for as little as like $180, sometimes even cheaper maybe. So comparing that to the $400 for the Bifrost or $600 for the Bifrost multi-bit, I felt like this was probably a little bit better value. And then maybe down the road in a year or so, when those Bifrosts become a little bit more available on the used market, I may be able to be coerced into buying one of those. But this has great reviews. The Computer Audiophiles tends to be pretty picky. If you've never heard of them, it's computeraudiophile.com, and there's even an app for your phone. And he uses the highest end Schiit DAC as his reference DAC. I think I don't even know how to pronounce it, but it's like a $2,300 DAC for his reference DAC. And this is the cheapest DAC on his Computer Audiophile cache list, which is kind of like a list of recommended components. So yeah, it's really well regarded. Obviously the different inputs give you a lot of flexibility. The USB can typically handle a lot of computer audio. It's really easy to find a spare USB output on your computer. The optical could be from anything from an Apple TV to a MacBook to the audio output of your television, and coax could be from CD players to satellite dishes or direct TV boxes, gaming consoles. I mean, a lot of those type of interfaces will have either an optical output or a coaxial output, and sending the duty of converting it to audio with this is going to improve any of it. So you've got three options here. So if you have up to 3 different things you'd like this to handle the conversion for, you'll be in good shape. And one thing to keep in mind, I remember when I bought my first digital analog converter, I didn't really know about this because I'd only owned AV receivers in the past that could decode surround sound formats and things like that with 5 channels or 7 channels. And this is obviously a 2-channel DAC. You've got a right and a left line output. So if you do end up hooking up the optical or the coax to like an Apple TV or a DVD player that may encode some surround sound, if there's like a Dolby or a DTS signal, this will not read it, and I think you get either static or like a really bad sound. So what you want to do on your device, whether it be an Apple TV or a gaming console, you want to make sure that you go into your audio settings and change your audio output to 2-channel, and that'll kind of prevent any of those nasty sounds from coming over. And obviously you will be limited to 2-channel. If you needed decoding for multi-channel, like for a surround sound, you would need to get either a pre-pro, a processor like the Marantz or other brands make them, or you could go with like an all-in-one AV receiver. But for 2-channel purposes, or for what I'm going to be doing, kind of 2-channel / headphones, this is going to be a perfect solution. So yep, that's the Peachtree DacItX.